The Knicks just finished losing to the Los Angeles Lakers in an overtime game loss by the score of 113 to 109, and it looks like the Knicks are going to have to move forward without Jalen Brunson for the next couple weeks. What's up, guys? It's your boy Dariel. We just finished watching the overtime game loss to the Los Angeles Lakers, and the biggest storyline of the game is Jalen Brunson had that nasty ankle roll that it looks like is going to take him out of the game for the next coming weeks. The good news is he popped up right back into his feet. He walked on his own volition. He was able to put a little bit of pressure on it, but he just wasn't able to finish the game. Now, I'm going to talk about what that means for the Knicks later on in this video. But what I really want to focus on, the play of Karl Anthony Towns. Since we made the trade for Karl Anthony Towns, I have been saying that I don't care what he does in the regular season. I need to see what he's going to do around the playoffs, around April, because tonight's game was another example of my frustration. It was a perfect example of my frustrations with Karl Anthony Towns. They put LeBron James on Karl Anthony Towns. LeBron James, every time Karl Anthony Towns caught the ball around the three-point line, it looked like LeBron James was just in his shirt. And that's one of the ways that you're able to take Cat out of his game. If you get right up in him, he's not comfortable with putting the ball on the floor. And then when he puts the ball on the floor, he lowers his shoulder, and then he's a deer in headlights. He doesn't see anywhere he's going, and that's where you get the offensive fouls being called. But other than that, there were points in the game where the Lakers double team Cat, and then you had Cat throwing these horrible passes, which is what I've been saying from the get-go. Cat, his basketball IQ is what is worrying me. Now, Cat missed Wednesday's game against the Golden State Warriors due to personal reasons. It didn't have anything to do with that lingering knee injury or his bone chip in his finger or his sprained thumb. It had nothing to do with that. So going into this game, I was looking for Cat to kind of just let it be known that he's back. And on top of that, with around 20 games remaining in the season, I just want to see Cat just elevate his game going into the playoffs. But what ended up happening? The exact opposite happened. Cat ended the game with 12 points, 3 of 13 from the floor. 1 of 6 from three-point line, 5 of 7 from his free throws, grabbing 14 rebounds with 1 assist, 1 steal in the 42 minutes that he played. Tonight was a crystallization of my worst fear with Cat. Cat, when he is put into the limelight, when he's put as being one of the better players, you can't depend on him. And this is one thing I hate about us Knicks fans. I hate the fact that when we see something good, we gravitate towards it. We hype it up, and then Cat has had an amazing season, and then we're able to put him in these conversations of most improved player. Maybe some people have him in the MVP ladder. The NBA.com, they put out a MVP ladder article every week, and there were times during the season where Cat was 4th, where Cat was 5th. But then when the defenses really try to hone in on Cat and try to take him out of this game, he has nothing to fall back on. The double teams tonight, putting LeBron on him, making Cat put the ball on the floor. This is what absolutely petrifies me of Cat. And going into the playoffs where the opponent has time to devise defensive schemes against Cat, like this to me was the perfect game if we face the Detroit Pistons in the first round of the playoffs. This is the perfect game that the Detroit Pistons can go back and look at film and being like, oh, look how the Lakers played Cat. Just make him put the ball on the floor, double him, because his basketball IQ is not necessarily all there. When he's put in a high pressure situation, he doesn't really come through. So besides Cat, Jalen Brunson, of course, was our leader because there were times during the game where nobody could hit a bucket. And by the way, like, did anybody else get super frustrated about the way the game was called? You had a foul here, you had a foul there, you had Luka flailing and flopping as if somebody just like tackled him as if he was in an NFL game. Like, there were moments in this game where I feel like I was watching an NBA game back in the late 90s. We're about a month left until the playoffs start. Like, shouldn't the refs let the players play? And shouldn't the refs let the physicality just start ramping up so the players can get used to the physical and the playoff nature of how the game's going to be called? That's just me. But other than Cat, I mean, Jalen Brunson, before he went out with that injury, 39 points, 13 of 26 from the floor, 1 of 7 from three-point line, 12 of 13 from the free throw line, grabbing 4 rebounds with 10 assists in the 41 minutes that he played. Of course, we have to have a Mikal Bridges alert. We have to have a Mikal Bridges watch because I put out a video earlier this week just talking about how Mikal is one of, if not the more important players going down the stretch of the season that we really need to ramp it up. And this game, I thought he was going to go into it and he was going to give me something to talk about, which he is, but it's not in a positive way. He ended the game tonight with 6 points, 3 of 6 from the floor, 0 of 1 from three-point line, grabbing 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals in the 43 minutes that he played. Mikal Bridges' box score, 3 of 6 from the floor and 0 of 1 from three-point line. I can't even tell if you're aggressive, bro. That is not a box score. That is not a stat line where I can say that, like, okay, at least you were actually being aggressive. If 3 of 6 from the floor, 6 shots, we need you to have at least anywhere between 12 to 15 shots. And if you put the regular field goals and the three-point attempts, he took 7 shots tonight. For somebody, for everything that we gave up in the offseason, for what we were trying and hoping that he was going to be a part of the team, that is not enough, my guy. We need you to be a lot more aggressive, and especially now with Jalen Brunson with that ankle roll. It looks like he's going to be out for the next, in my opinion, it was a really nasty ankle roll, so I think he's going to be out for the next couple weeks. So now we're going to be depending on Cat. Cat is going to be the number one option now, and I just went on a rant of how when Cat is put in the position of being the number one option, the number one guy, it's the regular season, so we only have like 20 games remaining. We'll be able to just keep our head above water, but I'm pretty sure Jalen Brunson will be back for the playoffs. But if this was the playoff situation and Jalen Brunson rolled his ankle right before the playoffs started, Cat would be our number one option. I would be absolutely petrified of where we were. The only good thing is that we still have 20 games remaining, and it looks like Jalen Brunson is going to be able to come back with a few games remaining in the schedule. But Mikal Bridges, like, what are you doing, bro? This should have been a W tonight, and I'm not putting all on you because the beginning of this video was a rant on Cat and how I don't know what he's doing at times. But the tandem of Cat and Mikal Bridges, now with Jalen Brunson being out, we need you guys to step it up. There's no more excuses. There's no more time that we need to give you guys in order to implement yourselves into offense, more so Mikal Bridges. There's no more none of that. We need, Mikal specifically, we need you to step it up big time, and we need you to be a big part of this team. Because if you go into the playoffs with these type of games with 6 points, 7 field goal attempts, including the regular field goals and 3-point field goal attempts, if you have this type of box score going into the playoffs, the Detroit Pistons are actually going to annihilate us. Besides Mikal and Cat and Brunson, Josh Hart had 18 points, 6 of 13 from the floor, 2 of 6 from three-point line, 4 of 7 from the free throw line, grabbing 10 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 steals in the 44 minutes that he played. Josh Hart had a nice double-double. Jalen Brunson had a nice double-double with 10 assists and 39 points. Cat had 12 points and 14 rebounds. OG Anunoby, 20 points, 7 of 18 from the floor, 4 of 11 from three-point line, 2 of 3 from the free throw line, 4 rebounds, 1 assist in the 44 minutes that he played. And besides Mikal Bridges' watch, besides Karl Anthony Towns' watch, we also have the bench watch. What did we get from our bench tonight? We got 6 points from Mitchell Robinson, we got 3 points from Cameron Payne, and we got 5 points from Landry Shamet. As much as I love Deuce didn't really contribute to tonight's game. This is not going to work in the playoffs. The way we've been playing as of late, it is not going to work. We started off the season amazingly, and now towards the end of the season, it looks like we're just kind of hitting a wall. And as I'm talking to you guys right now, like, I know the conversation is going to trend towards Coach Tibbs and the amount of minutes that he played, the starting 5 specifically in the beginning part of the season, but playing anywhere between 38 to 41 minutes. And now towards the end of the season, all these guys are kind of burnt out. Like, yo, I don't want to hear that, man. I don't want to hear that. Okay, yeah, I get it. Okay, physically you're going to be tired, but yo, you also as a player, I'm able to speak to this because I actually played. As a player, when you know that it's time to ramp up, when you know that it's right around the corner from the playoffs, you actually get a little bit more of energy. You get an energy boost. Now going on to Jalen Brunson and as far as the ankle roll. So I'm looking at the schedule. We have a back-to-back against the Clippers. So we play Clippers later on today by the time you guys watch this video. So the next 5 games, we got the Clippers, we got Sacramento Kings, we got Portland, we got Golden State again, and then we got Miami. So the Clippers later on today, the point guard matchup that Jalen Brunson was going to be saying was James Harden. James Harden might actually have a field day against us, even though I think he's one of the worst things that happened to basketball in the last 15 years. Sacramento Kings, De'Aaron Fox is not there anymore, and that point guard position is Malik Monk and being shared with others. So we might be able to get a W and might be able to get away with that. Portland with Anthony Simons picking up the point guard, that matchup, Anthony Simons is a killer. Golden State, Steph Curry, obviously we know what he did because we just saw what he did against us a couple of days ago. Miami, that starting point guard position, I think Tyler Hero is taking over right now. Terry Rozier is having an absolutely atrocious season. I'm just saying, within the next 5 games, with Jalen Brunson not being, I don't think Jalen Brunson is going to play within the next 5 games. I think he's going to be out a couple weeks. But when the report comes out, hopefully it's a lot less detrimental to the team than I expect. I expect at least Jalen Brunson to be out for at least 2 weeks. But looking at the standings right now, we're 40-22. In our last 10, we are 6-4. The Milwaukee Bucks, who's in the 4th seed right now, they are about 3.5 games behind us for the 3rd seed. And again, with the schedule that I just gave you guys, the next 5 games is not going to be easy, especially with the way Mikal Bridges and Karl Anthony Towns is playing. As far as tonight's game should have absolutely been a W, because I think we were leading by like 10 points with maybe like early in the 4th. And then Lakers, of course, they started going on that run. If I could give my 2 cents about the Lakers, yo, God, LeBron James and Luka, I've never been a fan of Luka, and I came on this video as soon as the trade happened, and I told you that I'm picking Jalen Brunson 10 times out of 10 over Luka, and I'm still doing that. I don't like the way Luka, he's flailing every single time, pleading and crying and begging to the refs to call. It's like, dude, just play the game, bro. Play the game. Stop looking to get calls. Stop looking to be bailed out. Play the game and be a man, bro. But the Lakers on a surge right now. They're the 2nd seed in the West. And when you have a tandem of Luka and LeBron, that's literally a cheat code. If Luka wants to take a play off, you have LeBron James taking over. LeBron James, arguably the best player ever to grace a basketball floor, taking over. And if LeBron wants to take a rest, you got Luka taking over. Luka's not 100%. I think it's blatantly obvious to see, but the more games he gets under his belt, he's going to get in better shape. And the Lakers are going to be scary. The Lakers, the Golden State Warriors, those are the 2 teams that right now I would 100% just try and keep my eye on, because they can make some noise in the West. But as far as tonight's game, man, we ended up taking that L. Jalen Brunson, we're going to wait and see to hear what the report is of how bad that ankle sprain is, how long he's going to be out. But I'm going to leave it at there, guys. You guys know the drill. You guys know the vibes. Jalen Brunson. Now it's Jalen Brunson for a speedy recovery. It was OG Anunoby for a speedy recovery, but now it's Jalen Brunson for a speedy recovery, because he's our captain, man. He's our captain. We need him. Oh my God, just saying it out loud, I don't like how much we're depending on Jalen Brunson. I absolutely hate to see how much we depend on Jalen Brunson with the amount of talent that we have on our team. But now with Jalen Brunson being out, Cat, we're going to see what you have. We're going to see how you're going to be able to lead a team with the remaining, maybe the next 2 weeks. So what, maybe the next 2 weeks, that's like anywhere between 10 to 14 games out of 20 games remaining in the season. So maybe we'll see Jalen Brunson come back with 7 games remaining in the season. But from like those maybe 5 to 10 games, Cat's going to be the number 1 option. And we're going to see how you do in that position. No outro tonight, guys. I'm a little disappointed, as you can tell by my tone in this video. We should have got that W. But Jalen Brunson, hopefully you have a speedy recovery, and I'll check you guys out in the next video. Peace.